Hi, in this video we will do the first step to create the incident report dashboard. What we are going to do is we are going to create the spreadsheet source and then manipulate the data a little bit to get it to the way we need to create all the charts. You can load the complete dashboard by creating a new card, going to examples and selecting the incidents report from Google Sheets, which is the one I'm looking at right now. I'm going to start a new one by clicking here at the top, create new deck. I'm going to give it a title, and I'm going to create a spreadsheet. If you saw the introduction video for this series, you will see that we need a persistent spreadsheet card with promote rows to header set toggled, and the name of the channel in this case we are using is incident reports, and with the dash and all lowercase, and I already have this date on this channel, so when I hit apply it will appear. Check the introductory video to see how to load the template and send the data. What we can see is we have 50 reports with different columns, and the two important ones we are going to be working now are the first two. Google Spreadsheet will send dates as text with all the information in a format known as ISO 8601, but it doesn't matter. We have to transform it to date objects so we can calculate differences and format them. So for that we are going to create a new card by clicking the add card button that's above and below all other cards in a deck, and we are going to select the select card type, which is over here. Now we want to add almost all the columns from the spreadsheet source. So one way is to drag and drop it on the value placeholder of select, but since they are many, there's a faster way, which is to click here the placeholder and it will list all the available sources. We can click one by one to add them or drag them and drop them in the placeholder, but the faster way is to click here on the add all link button and it will add them all. The one we don't need is note, so I will click on it and remove it. I will close these options to fill. So now we have almost the same as the spreadsheet but as a table, and we want to start working with it. That's why we created the select card. It's a card that's useful to manipulate data. So we have to transform this text that contains date information into a date type so that we can work with it. The long way is to create a calculated fields and use the formula editor to create formulas, but another way is to click on the field you want to manipulate, in this case incidence date, and this is the magic wand icon. Click on it. It will analyze the values of the column and it will propose transformations that will apply for you. The list will be growing over time, so you may see more than this one. But this one is the one we need right now, transform text from ISO format to date. So click the magic one on the right. And as you can see, it will create a new field. It will give it a name. It will add date to the end. And it will parse it. You can see it here. And it's a date object because it has the clock at the beginning and not the quotes at the beginning and the end. We're going to do the same for report date. So select it, click the magic wand, select the transform text from ISO format to date, and it will add it to the end. Now, what we are going to need is to format it in two different ways. And one that has the year, the month, and the day. So when we are charting things by day, and one that has the year and the month when we are charting or aggregating by month. And we also are going to calculate the difference between the day when the report, where the incident happened and when it was reported, because we want to keep track of how long it took for somebody to report the incident. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select this new field that was created called incident date. We're going to rename them later. I'm going to again click the magic wand, and I'm going to select date to text with format, and I'm going to call it incident day. I'm going to click here on this text after the with, and that has the format that the date has. You can see it here at the bottom, and it will open the formula editor focusing this argument. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove everything from the space until the end, or after the second D. So we change the format to be years dash month dash day. You can see now it's shorter and it has a new name. We're going to do the same, but again for month. So I'm going to click incident date, select the magic wand, date text with format. I'm going to select the field that was added, click rename, and call it incident month, and hit enter, or select the OK button on the right. And now again we're going to click in the argument, and I'm going to remove everything after the second uppercase M and select OK. So now, as you can see, we have too many fields, so we can remove the first two. We are not going to use them. So I will click it and select remove. The same for report date, so we have more space. We can see that we have one where the day is included and one where only the month is included at the end. We're going to do the same two steps for report date. So I'm going to select it, select the magic wand, date to text with format, rename it to report day, select the format text, remove everything after the two Ds, including the space, and I'm going to do the same for the month. Rename it to report month, select it, and remove everything after the second uppercase M. Now we're going to do one extra step, which is to calculate the difference in days between the incident date and the report date. So what I'm going to do is select the report date here, select the magic wand, and select the difference between dates. So here, as we can see is it's calculating the difference from the report date to the current date. So in my case, it's negative because they happened in the past. So you can change the order to change the sign. But what we want to do is to calculate the difference between the report date and the incident. So I'm going to click here either on the word to, which is the argument, or you can click on the current date value, and it will open the formula editor. We want to replace this function that returns the current date with the incident date, which is here. We can either drag it from here and drop it, drag it from here and drop it, or just click on it and it will replace it. And we can see that we are calculating the difference. In this case it's positive because the report date happens after the incident date. And the return is in days. So this is 0 days, 10 days, 7 days. Now we have the information we need, and we don't need these two in the output. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select them and remove them from the query, so we don't have them in the output. What you can do also if you want is to click and drag the columns and put them at the beginning. You can also do it from here, from the query. So we can do the same with the other ones, or just keep these ones. So with this, we have all the information we need for all the charts in our dashboard. In the next videos, we are going to be created the charts one by one, but they are all going to be using this data. It took many steps here because I did all the transformation in this video for all the charts. So it looks like a lot, but it's because we are going to be using it for, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 charts. And we are doing a lot of work. Like we are parsing date from text, formatting it again in 2 different ways, and calculating the difference between those 2 dates. So before finishing the video, I'm going to call it, I don't remember if this is the same name from the template. Maybe we can check. So I'm loading the template and I called it where is it? Days to report. So let's call it like that. So now we have it with the right name, like in the template. And check the next videos to see how I create each of the charts, and finally how to assemble all of the charts into a layout card and share it. Bye.